Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book The Wisdom of Life. When it comes to happiness, everyone has a different sense and understanding. Happiness for some may derive from success, fame, or a long loving marriage. To other people, happiness grows from their curiosity and exploration of the world. Health, wealth, fame, honor, status. What are you pursuing in life? Do you prefer the hustle and bustle of the crowd, or do you crave solitude? How do you deal with it when fate and the vagaries of the world catch you off guard? Are the answers to these questions universal? The book The Wisdom of Life presents a secular perspective on life's downsides. It explores how people can achieve happiness in the face of the suffering that appears to be intrinsic to life. This book formed the first part of Schopenhauer's Appendices and Omissions, his last work and the one that finally brought him to prominence after more than 30 years of neglect. When it comes to Schopenhauer, people mostly regard him as the master of pessimism, a view allied to his dispiriting family origins. Although Schopenhauer's father was a successful businessman, he was irritable and withdrawn, not to mention an authoritative disciplinarian. He exercised harsh discipline on the young Schopenhauer. His mother did not care for such punishments, but as a writer of some note, she was often absent, lingering in the circles of other celebrities. Despite growing up with a silver spoon in his mouth, missing his parents' warmth and companionship, from an early age Schopenhauer became reclusive, arrogant, moody, and a bit neurotic. He was extremely proud of his philosophical outlook, claiming it to be a novel philosophy of life. At the age of 30, he produced his masterpiece The World as Will and Representation, but the work received a lukewarm reception. It was not until he was 62 with the publication of his final work Appendices and Omissions that the world recognized his philosophical talent and gave him the honor he deserved. Schopenhauer's personal aversion to interacting with others made him a forceful advocate for a solitary lifestyle. He remained unmarried all his life, and in his later years kept a poodle for company. Solitude and his unique early life experiences led to the pessimistic undertones of his philosophy. So, what valuable wisdom for our lives can we gain from him? To continue, we will explain the significant points of this book, dividing it into 3 sections. Part 1, Know Yourself. Part 2, Have a good grasp of the subject-object relationship. Part 3, The true essence of happiness. Let's look at the first part, Know Yourself. Know thyself was a famous maxim inscribed on the temple of Apollo at Delphi in ancient Greece. Its admonishment was straightforward, exhorting an essential understanding of human nature and adherence to personal integrity. It is a matter of fact that only by understanding the nature of the self can one accurately pursue life goals, take up missions and responsibilities, and be balanced and healthy. With self-knowledge, in addition, you can become self-controlled, self-possessed, and acquire self-realization. To know yourself, you must first gain insight into your essential nature. Among all the human traits, jealousy is a very natural and ungovernable feeling. Jealousy is very common because no one wants to be thought inferior to others. Seneca, the ancient Roman philosopher, suggests that we should avoid comparing ourselves to others if we are jealous of them. In this way, we will be happy with what we already have. Furthermore, we can try to consider how many other people are in worse situations. Schopenhauer also believes that the best way to comfort ourselves in times of great distress is by keeping in mind those who have suffered greater misfortune and pain. If other people are jealous of us, we should intend to keep a certain distance from them. We can stay as far away from them as possible and avoid all contact. Alternatively, we will have to endure their ill will with the utmost composure. Thus, you can perceive that jealousy is an enemy that keeps us from happiness. So how can we avoid arousing the jealousy of others? First, we must be diligent in our self-examination. Reflect on what we do and what we observe in order to gauge who is prone to jealousy and what it is that most easily triggers such a feeling. The goal is to take a moment before going to sleep at night